after looking at some of the materials here and the aerial photographs, what we plan to do is a pretty extensive search of the area, try to do it pretty systematically. We have about 16, 17 individuals, and so I think the main goal would be to search the surrounding areas. If the remains have been scattered by animals, we'll try to look as far afield as we can. There might be some indication of like coyote activity, and look for where their dens are, and just take a look around there, and then maybe focus on where the remains were, and maybe do some additional excavation to see if there's any other bones.
Yeah, it's showing.
No, nothing right now. We're trying to do it systematically. We have so far searched 3 corridors, which are about 15 individuals, arm to arm's length apart. So right now we haven't found any additional bones or any other evidence yet.
They came highly recommended as experts in anthropology and archaeology. And so we made a phone call to them, and after some conversations on the phone, we decided it would be a good idea to have them involved. We hope that they can examine the bones that have already been recovered, examine them, give us a better of a profile of the victim, and also the second phase that we want them to help us with is maybe recovery of more items, more of the remains, hopefully, is what we find today.
Have them volunteer their time, it's great. I mean, you have, like I said, about 16, 17 people out here, and they actually know what they're looking for. It's just an excellent tool that we can use.
Once we do, we've done 4 here, and then we'll do 1 or 2 on the other side of the scene there.
Okay.
Once we do that, then I think we'll dig around where the remains were.
Any thought going down toward the pond area? The other side?
The one corridor catches the edge here.
Okay.
We're going to probably do a corridor or 2 that way.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Basically, what we're going to do is we're at the scene where other material was recovered last week, and so what we want to do is there's recent and some old leaf litter on the surface. Essentially what we do is want to see the topography of the surface and make sure nothing's hidden under the leaf litter. So, and that leaf litter could be from last year, from previous years. So the process now is just hands and knees, collecting material. We'll eventually screen it through 1/4-inch mesh screens just to make sure there's nothing on the surface. And then we'll could either do it in a straight line or a semicircle and collapse in on the area that has had material. Once we do that, clear the area around, then we'll probably scrape the ground a little bit and look for evidence of a grave, if there is a grave. And so that involves scraping down a little bit of the humus level here. And so we assume that throughout here in the disturbed area, if in the undisturbed area, if it has not been dug into, it'll be a dark, consistent color. But if somebody has dug a hole, the underlying dirt beneath the humus level will be lighter, and you'll get some mottled appearance, and it'll be less compact and all that. And so that's what we'll be looking for. So the main thing is to make sure there's nothing else on the surface here, and then to test whether there's a burial represented by this.
Now, I heard you talking earlier on 100% of these excavations you've gone on, you found the bones or remains?
Yes, we usually, in these situations, you know, you're dealing with recoveries that may not have as many individuals as we have, and we have basically 15 experts in human bones, human osteology. And so, to the inexperience, maybe a fragment of something that turns out to be a bone might be a stick or vice versa. And so the combination of thoroughly removing the vegetation, as well as being experts in human bones, what I've found in the past is that we've always found additional bones after a search has been conducted.
Keep that streak alive today?
Yes.
So your streak is alive. You found at least a couple bones as of about 3:30. Any significance to them at this point?
Not terrible amount of significance. It's kind of muddy and it's kind of hard to tell what it is. I think the significance will come once we analyze the bones and the whole assemblage to see what percentage of body we have and what specific parts. So what we'll do is take it back to the laboratory at Mercyhurst. We'll clean what we need to clean and then do an inventory so that we see what parts of the body are represented. And then we'll try to figure out the age of the person represented by those bones. We'll look at a couple things relative to that. We'll then try to determine whether we have a male or a female, and if there's any other information that we can get from it. The assemblage is kind of small, so we don't have a whole lot of the body, but we have enough to at least get a general profile.
Do you have any time frame when this could be completed?
We try to get a preliminary report within a week or two to the local authorities so they have an idea of what we're seeing. So we'll try to do that next week. Have a lot of students so that they'll be able to clean it, and then we'll get some idea of the age and sex of the remains.